We are here, Week 16 NFL predictions. Starting it off, we have Rams versus Seattle. Now, this is easily probably the game of the week. Okay, this is the two heavy hitters of the NFC, both in the same division, and this really kind of decides the one seed. Are the Seahawks going to be able to come up and take it back, or are the Rams going to be able to hold on to it and probably just run away with it if they get away with this game? I think this is really good, both teams. I mean, defensively, Seattle, they're a problem. They are an absolute problem. And offensively, this Rams offense, I mean, the running backs are great. The receivers are great. Matthew Stafford is an MVP candidate. This is a really good game. And, I mean, we already saw this game. We already saw this game before. And it was decided by a field goal that actually didn't even end up going in. So you got to ask yourselves, is this game going to be as close as the last one? I believe so. I think this is going to be another good game. Another just back and forth. But I'm not going to lie. I do think Seattle comes up on top. I do. Don't get me wrong. This defense is definitely their strong suit. But offensively, they have enough to get done. And JSN, he's been a little light lately. He's been a little quiet. Look out for him in this game. He's going to ball out. Give me Seahawks. We have Eagles, Commanders. It should be the Eagles. But the way they are playing right now, they are letting everyone have an opportunity against them. And Washington will be given the opportunity. Now, whether they capitalize on it or not is up to them. But the Eagles should win this game. Give me the Eagles. Packers, Bears. Listen, Ben Johnson made the comment about wanting to go and beat Matt LaFleur, going 2-0. He has to back it up with one here, and I do think the Bears are the better team here. And so, give me Ben Johnson and the Bears. We have the Chargers and the Cowboys. The Cowboys are still a really competitive team. They're not going to make the playoffs, even though I would really love to see them do it. I love everything they got going on, and that's weird because it's the Cowboys, and I would never say that, but it's just the case here. And the Chargers, they're hot right now. The Chiefs just got eliminated. The AFC West is going to have a new division leader for the first time in I don't know how long. The Chargers are here to take spots. And ultimately, they're playing for playoffs. Well, the Cowboys technically still are, but it's not the same. I really like the offense. And, I mean, Justin Herbert is playing through an injury on his left hand. But I don't know. Everything right now is telling me go Cowboys. But I think overall, though it's just not as good as the Chargers team, I think the Chargers are going to find a way to stay in this game. And I think they're going to find a way to win this game. I think the offensive power from the Cowboys is definitely going to be a problem. But I think the Chargers are going to find a way to win this game. And I think Herbert is going to get the job done. Give me the Chargers. We have the first meeting in the last 3 weeks of Bucks-Panthers. These games will decide the division. And listen, I'm a Bucks supporter. Okay, I like everyone they got over there. I like Baker Mayfield. I like Mike Evans. But the Bryce Young story right now is tough to beat. I really like Bryce Young, and they got Ted McMillan, Arizona boy over there. You know, they're firing off all cylinders. That offense looks really good. And both of these teams lost to division opponents last week. The Bucks lost to the Falcons. The Panthers lost to the Saints, which might be even more embarrassing, but I don't know. But both these teams are in a very similar position right now, and they're literally tied up right now. These last 3 games are very important and will decide the division. And honestly, it could go either way. And what I think ultimately it's going to come down to is who they play in passing. They play each other this week. They don't play each other next week. And the week after that, they'll play each other again. I think the in-passing game is what's going to actually matter here. But you know what? The Bucks have been able to stay in games and take leads, but they haven't been able to close out games lately. I'm kind of feeling Panthers right now. I think Bryce Young's going to find a way. I mean, we saw him step up to the competitiveness of the Rams. I think we're going to see that again. I think Bryce Young's going to have himself a big game. And look out for Ted McMillan. Give me the Panthers. Vikings, Giants. I do think this will be a good game for the first half, but I think J.J. McCarthy and those Vikings teams are going to find a way to dominate like they did on Sunday. And we're just going to see the Giants look like they're going to hold the first overall pick, because they will. Give me the Vikings. Bills, Browns. Call me crazy. I think this is going to be a game to actually have. You want to have this game on. You're going to have to keep an eye on this one. Don't get me wrong. Josh Allen. is going to be the best quarterback representing the AFC. Hands down. He is arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But this is a team that is still inconsistent on offense. And, they were down 21 and they managed to come back. You're not going to be able to go down 21 every week and be able to come back, okay? And listen, I understand everything wrong that's with the Browns. I understand Shador has its problems. But I am a Shador. I'm not sure Shador lover, but I support, okay? I believe and I do think you give him a confident coach that's not Kevin Stefanski and someone that believes in him, we're going to see success come out of him. And I do think the Browns are going to find a way to stay in this game and keep it competitive. I think Shador's going to have a couple good plays that, continue to turn some eyes as he gets later and later into the season. And I do think the Bills come out on top. I'm not going to be delusional. But I do think Cleveland's going to have an impressive showcase. And I think Myles Garrett maybe gets the sack record this week. I'm kind of feeling it. I think he's going to do it. But I don't think I can bet against Josh Allen. Give me Buffalo, though. Chiefs, Titans. This was going to be an ass whipping. But now here we are. Patrick Mahomes, ACL gone, torn. What do the Chiefs do now that they're eliminated? How do they respond? What happens here? Does Travis Kelce step up and have himself a really good game? What do we look to? What happens here? Call me crazy. Give me Cam Ward beating the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Cam Ward's just looking for a game he can take, and they've been competitive in an awfully lot of games, but they just haven't found a way to get it done. An injured Chiefs team sounds like a perfect opportunity for them to get the job done. Give me the Titans. Bengals, Dolphins. Dolphins are washed. Bengals are honestly in that same category, but they got Joe Burrow. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I know they didn't put up any points, but at the end of the day, Joe Burrow still means something in this league. He has the weapons. Give him a healthy receiving core and give him a line that's just going to give him a little bit of time. He's a dangerous man. Give me the Bengals. Jets, Saints. This is the definition of a mid-off, and I love it. It's going to ideally move my Cardinals up in the draft order as long as the Jets win. But to be honest, I don't think the Jets win this game. I think we're going to see the Saints win this one. Tyler Shuck has been doing really good. And then, there's talks. I know he's a rookie. I know everything that's going on. But there's a little bit of talks. Maybe he's their guy. Maybe you build around him. Maybe you give him some weapons. Give him some time. Let's see what he can do. I mean, he's doing pretty solid right now. Ever since he took over the helm. And, the Saints they won. They beat the Panthers. I know they won another game. I'm forgetting. But this is a good Saints team right now. It's not bad. And for their record, they're definitely doing good with what they got right now. And I don't think the Jets are a good enough team to beat them. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I would love to see the Jets win and move us up in the order. But I don't think you can go against the Saints here. I think they're hot, and you got to go with the hot team. Give me the Saints. Then we have Jags, Broncos. I don't think this is going to be as good a game people think. I think we're going to see the Broncos absolutely dominate and just tear apart the Jags. It's going to be exactly Baltimore and Bengals last week. You think it's going to be a good game? Just pure dominance from one side. Just one-sided game all through. And I think that's going to be the Broncos. Give me the Broncos. Falcons, Cardinals. This is the last game the Cardinals can win this year, unless the Rams sit their starters in the last week. But, I don't think the Cardinals are honestly good enough to get this job done. I think a washed-up Kirk Cousins is going to show up and just dominate. We saw the connection with Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts' legacy game last week, just proving Atlanta wrong. But I don't know. I just don't think the Cardinals are just mentally right where they need to be. And I think we're going to see Kirk Cousins just have another game for himself. Give me the Falcons. Raiders, Texans. The Texans should easily win this game. It should be an ass whooping, but I feel like the Raiders are going to find a way to somewhat keep it close. But no, Texans are going to beat that ass. Steelers, Lions. I believe in both of these teams right now. Aaron Rodgers is finding a way to get done at 40-some years old. He's finding a way to be productive. That game on Monday night, he had himself only 4 incompletions. He really had himself a game. And I wouldn't mind seeing one last Super Bowl run for Aaron Rodgers. Let him go one more time. I wouldn't mind seeing it. And I think the Steelers are going to find a way to win that division and kick the Ravens out. But I don't know if they're good enough to beat this Lions team. I really like the Lions, and I know they're on an off year right now, and they might not make the playoffs. But this feels like a game that they can't lose, and they won't lose. I think Dan Campbell's gonna have the boys riled up. I think Jared Goff is gonna come out ready, and I think this offense is just gonna be looking really great and really hot. Give me the Lions. Patriots, Ravens. Listen, this on paper should be a good game, but ultimately, I don't think the Ravens are good enough to keep up with Drake May right now. Drake May is playing literally. He's MVP. Let's not sugarcoat it. He's MVP. There's an argument for Stafford, but Drake May I think is clear cut running away with MVP right now. And I just don't think the Ravens have what it takes to keep up with that. They've been too inconsistent. I know they have the injuries, but the inconsistencies are there. And I mean, this Patriots team, all around, good offense, good defense. They're getting the job done. It's going to be scary in the playoffs to see what they can do, especially just on the second year Drake May. You never know what's going to happen here. But I think the Patriots are going to find a way to just dominate in this game. Give me the Pats. And then Monday night, we got the Niners and the Colts. Listen, y'all called me crazy for taking Phillip Rivers, which it was justified. It was delusion, but I loved it. And I'd do it again. And I might. Don't know yet. But listen, Phillip Rivers showed up, and it was the storybook moment that at least I wanted. I don't know about everybody, but at least I wanted. They're going back and forth. They go down. Phillip Rivers leaves a game-winning drive, and the kick goes in, but they left too much time on the clock. And then Jason Myers comes out, kicks a game-winning field goal for the Seahawks, in which a game a lot closer than people thought. That Colts defense really showed up for them, and just it wasn't the storybook ending I wanted. I really wanted to see Phillip Rivers just come in and just show he still got it, which he doesn't. He doesn't look that bad. He looks like a 44-year-old quarterback, but he didn't look terrible. Now, this is a really good Niners defense, and the offense should keep this game at a far reach for them. But it's kind of like what everyone said about Seattle. There's no chance. There's no chance. I'm saying there's a little bit of chance. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm taking the Niners here. I'm not going to fall for delusion again. But I will be rooting for the Colts. And I will be rooting for Phillip Rivers. But I'll take the Niners. But that is going to be it for the predictions. Let me know down below if you guys agree or disagree with any of my predictions. And be sure to hit that like and sub button. And with that being said, I will see y'all next one.